Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here with us today. We are live on Radio Vatican News. We're also live on YouTube on the Vatican News channels of YouTube. And you can also find us on our website. And today we will accompany you while you listen to this event with Pope Francis. My name is Matteo Buggiolacchi, and I will be here with you today. And again, this is a meeting with Pope Francis. Scholas Occurrentes is a project that was born in Buenos Aires, and today around 400,000 students are participating in this project. Now, the Holy Father has just arrived at the Roman headquarters of Scholas Occurrentes, and he is being welcomed by two students. Now, this school was opened in 2017, and you see the Holy Father wearing his mask. Now, he is exchanging a couple words with the students. Of course, we cannot hear what the Holy Father is saying, but again, today's event will see the participation of people from all around the world, people from Australia, Argentina, and other countries as well. Now, the Holy Father is approaching the room where the event is. And again, we are in Vatican City.
Ma per ridir del bene ch'io vi trovai, dirò dell'altre cose ch'io vo scorte.
Testa mia, desideri cose che male mi fanno stare, viaggiare, conoscere, parlare, creare, come fare a sopportare la fine? Cuore mio,
Reciting poems.
come un bimbo, e vado, scappo, mi chiudo in questo limbo. Illusione infame, infida, che mi penso di amare, di amarvi, e domani devo abbandonarvi. Coscienza mia, ma che fai? Distaccati, rinuncia, riempi i miei occhi della bellezza dei monumenti, fammi persona nuova, fammi illuminare, ma ti prego, non mi far innamorare del paesaggio, dei miei compagni di viaggio.
Is about beauty.
Lo so, ti senti rinnovato, ne pagherai il prezzo. Già senti le crepe, stai crollando pezzo per pezzo. Roma mia, che per me
Troubles that people have to go through in order to be able to appreciate beauty in the world.
Che del mio stesso oblio la colpa ce l'ho solo io. Ragazzi miei, tesori, gioie, grazie per avermi accompagnato. Ero vuoto, adesso mi sento rinato. Ma come fare a tollerare
And again, the poem
il partire arriva?
is about a young person who has just learned how to discover beauty. And so, at the end of the poem, the student, the young person, thanks all those who have enabled him to appreciate beauty, the beauty that is all around us in the world. Now, during these events, the Holy Father likes greeting all those who are attending the event. And Pope Francis always says that he is interested in meeting people rather than visiting places. As you can see, the Pope is smiling. And the fact that he is smiling speaks volumes, since this event will take place in a very, familiar environment. And the Holy Father will be speaking with young people. He will be making jokes, since Pope Francis loves making jokes. And this pandemic year has been very difficult for the Holy Father, since the pandemic prevented him from meeting people in person. And now that we are emerging from this crisis, Pope Francis is once again meeting people in person, and this is one of the very first events that will see him meet young people in person. The event will also include live streams from other countries, which again will be very interesting, since these live streams will include people from all around the world, and so they will reinforce the idea that Scholas Occurrentes is an international organization.
Cada uno está...
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Pope Francis. I represent today the world's largest education initiative on
And
for the Scholas Occurrentes.
as you can see, the Pope is greeting various representatives from scholars. Some of these people speak Spanish, some of them speak English, some of them speak Italian, so it is a really beautiful event with people from all around the world.
Of the laboratory in one place to test for COVID and 20 minutes at home with PCR. So we just released this into the world and saved lives at nursing homes, and we want to donate thousands of these to orphanages and nursing homes.
O sea que es una tecnología nueva de cómo medir no solamente el COVID, pero el SARS y todas otras cosas. Llevo 10 años en esta tecnología y ahora va a presentarlo mañana, también vamos a presentar para que todos los niños tengan forma de tener esos exámenes.
Muy bien, seguimos.
Aquí está Brian Day. Brian es uno de los directores ejecutivos de una compañía también que se dedica a deportes electrónicos, jugar y tener educación sin paredes. Y eso es un tema y estamos lanzando que todos los chicos ahora que están en casa también tengan un futuro de deportes. Y está con la pelota y le gustaría que lo puede firmar. Brian, say a couple words.
It's an honor from Unanimous Games. We're proud to be here to help spread gaming through the world and change kids' lives globally. And we also have
Y
this for
esto
you.
es una gorrita que hicieron con el Scholas para que todos los niños también tengan el logo de Scholas y presenten todo lo que hagan, lo que representa Scholas.
Muy bien. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Now, this was a representative of the football world, and many representatives of the world of sports usually attend Scholas Occurrentes meetings and events.
Y acá también estamos al lado de un proyecto de datos, que son datos para que todos los datos, es importante, es un derecho humano, todos los datos en tecnología, o sea que no solamente la educación.
As you can hear, the day is very windy.
Y él también está apoyando para
But it is also very sunny, so part of the event can take place outdoors, which is always good.
Colonel Ken Curley, es una persona que está dedicado con todos los veteranos y está apoyando también y quiere apoyar a que todos los jóvenes y gente que estén en el tema de servicio. O sea que no solamente sean empleadores.
The various representatives of Scholas Occurrentes from the various continents are being presented to the Pope, and each of them is presenting a project. And these projects usually focus on the environment and, you know, the struggle against climate change.
Alianza de Impacto Latino, porque estamos dedicados a que todos los jóvenes, solamente alrededor del mundo, pero también los latinos, nadie se olvida de los jóvenes.
Now, Pope Francis is really interested in the combat against climate change. He's interested, in, for instance, in the preservation of the Amazon. He has always wanted to protect this forest, which has always suffered due to human activities. And the Laudato Si encyclical indeed focuses on the protection of the whole of creation. Now, this encyclical underlies many projects that are carried out around the world, and some of these projects are carried out by schools from Scholas Occurrentes.
Acá están Didi Wong.
So lovely to meet you. My name is Didi Wong. I'm from Hong Kong, and they all wrote a card to you. I would like you to believe my mom is going to meet you. My family and I are very excited for my mom. We go to church every Sunday, and we believe in God. We go to a private Catholic school. Thank you so much, and I hope to help Scholas Occurrentes do magic things for the world.
Ella, Didi, quiere apoyar en el tema de los Estados Unidos que hemos estado hablando para querer levantar, para que vean más mujeres con hijos. Ella tiene 4 hijos y él.
Now, I believe you were able to understand what was being said. This student has just read a letter to Pope Francis. And this letter was addressed directly to Pope Francis. And this student has also presented a project that is taking place in her country, namely Paraguay.
Family value, and we believe through new system of digitalization, we can help children, our next generation, to build better future and to help them educate the easy way. And we think each and every children has new opportunity, and we have to give them to them.
Ellos lo que están invirtiendo con sus empresas y la familia alrededor de los
And this is another interesting project which has to do with digitization and digitization in support of children. Of course, these projects are very dear to Pope Francis, since Pope Francis is always ready, you know, to help people, especially people who live in disadvantaged areas.
También, como todos, estamos presentando y apoyando cada proyecto, pero él también es un entrenador que está muy interesado, está nuevo en nuestros círculos de apoyo.
Here you see representatives from Haiti. Haiti is experiencing a very serious social and political crisis. And they also had a terrible earthquake over there, and they're still recovering from it. And so this country needs help, and indeed it is also receiving help from Scholas Occurrentes projects. Now, these projects may appear small and insignificant, but you know, even small projects can lead to very important results.
And I would really be grateful if you could bless our car company that is creating sustainability, a clean environment for all of us and children.
Crear más oportunidades en el tema del
Yes, please.
del clima, ¿no? El medio ambiente.
Para que Quique cambie la moto.
And of course, the people who are speaking now work in the car manufacturing sector, and Pope Francis has just taken a good look at the projects for electric cars. And if you take a look at these pictures, you can see that this is basically an electrical Pope mobile.
And I will present it next year to you and build it.
And indeed, this very project will be presented to the Holy Father next year. But, you know, we're basically, this is a sneak peek into it.
Él es
I want to take this. Thank you. Thank you.
As you could see, there are many representatives from the various Scholas Occurrentes schools, and all of their projects, you know, they're very diverse. And some projects are based upon digitization, some projects aim at helping local populations, and some projects even involve, you know, electrical Pope mobiles. And this is to show the huge creativity of these students. They're all very creative in their respective fields, whether it be technology, you know, environmental science, ethics. Everything can be tapped into in order to help people. So the Pope has just arrived at the main room.
¿Estamos? Sí, perfecto. A ver, ministro. Está perfecto, ¿eh? Está perfecto. Sí, sí, no es una trampa, está así.
And so the actual conversation between the Pope and the students can begin. Welcome, Pope Francis, at this new meeting with the Scholas Occurrentes community. Now, Scholas Occurrentes was born during a period of severe crisis. Argentina was indeed experiencing a huge crisis, but people there decided not to despair, but rather they decided to embark upon a new journey. And we would like you to take a look, to watch this video, which will introduce the event.
Un pozo en la plaza. En alguna plaza de esta tierra.
Now, this video, again, is an introduction to today's event.
Como cauces que esperan el deshielo. Un pozo que no es más que una espera. Un pozo.
It contains the testimonies of the people who were experiencing the very severe crisis that was taking place in Argentina. At the time of that crisis, Argentina was basically a pit. But people can learn to emerge from pits, no matter how dark, through education. Education is fundamental.
I'm stressed, like everyone.
Actually, the situation is too bad.
Now you are seeing young people who are sharing their own personal testimonies. And these are excerpts from a very famous Italian film. which is called Life is Beautiful, directed and produced by Roberto Benigni.
Deberé cavar la tierra seca que fui hasta conseguir, como diría el Jaco.
Again, in order to emerge from the pits that you come across over the course of your life, you have to take responsibility and you have to take action as well.
Cuando hice así y miré que podía ver el mar, o sea, pasé de la nada a la vida.
Buongiorno, principessa! Stanotte t'ho sognata tutta la notte!
Él da un paso atrás.
Again, these people come from all over the world, and they're all sharing their own personal struggles, which of course are very different depending on their country of origin. And so the title of the event is a pit where to keep finding hope.
Valerio de la ciudad
Today,
de Bari,
Valerio from Bari, Margherita from Reggio Calabria, Roberto Speranza, the Italian Minister for Health, Patrizio Bianchi, and the Italian Minister for Education, and a group of Italian teachers will be joining us today. Now, these teachers will speak to us from remote, but we would like to start with young people. Now, Valerio and Margherita are two young people who started working together during the COVID-19 lockdown, but over these days they finally had the chance to meet in person and work in person here in Rome. Valerio will tell us about his experience. So Valerio, you have the floor.
Scusate l'emozione.
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous.
Diciamo che mi è stata posta appunto la domanda
Now,
cosa fosse per me Scholas.
I've been asked a question, namely, what Scholas means to me. At the beginning of this journey, I was not happy. I was lost. I had darkness all around me, and I couldn't emerge from it. And I began my journey with Scholas as a lost child who just wanted to be a child. And I was able to discover myself. Once again, I was able to find my way. Now I am able to smile from my heart. Scholas has listened to me. Scholas has helped me. During the lockdown, I was very sad. And I started thinking about my problems which I had never faced. Scholas helped me face my own demons. And now I take pride in what I have become. This journey has been very difficult for me, but day by day I kept improving. I had a desert inside of me.
Scusate. E Scholas quindi
So,
mi ha ascoltato sempre, mi è stata sempre accanto.
Scholas helped me take water to that desert.
Però con coraggio
I became able to do things that I wasn't able to do.
Un vuoto che ho sempre portato dentro, che
Scholas has helped me fill a void. I had no explanation to that void. I filled that void with creativity, with friendship, with my own self. And now that void is full. I will have to keep adding things to that void. Again, when I began my journey with Scholas, I was a flower, a withered flower, but now I feel alive once again, so thank you.
Grazie Valerio.
Thank you, Valerio. So this was a very moving story. Right now, Valerio is crying and is being embraced.
Grazie Valerio.
Thank you, Valerio.
Prima di parlare mi ha detto io
Now,
parlo con il cuore.
before speaking, before taking the floor, he told me, I'm going to speak from my heart, and you have, Valerio, you really have. Now, in February 2020, when the pandemic began, Italian teachers were those who called us and told us what was happening in Italian schools, and they invited us to create a path for young people, their families and their teachers. These people were experiencing a moment of chaos. Stefania Macaluso, a teacher from Palermo, will share her own experience with us. Stefania, welcome. And I would also like to welcome all the Italian teachers who are watching the event from all around the world.
Grazie. Santità.
Thank you.
Come il seminatore della parabola,
Holy
noi
Father,
insegnanti ogni giorno usciamo a seminare.
we
In questo tempo di
teachers
pandemia la
are
semina è diventata più
sowers. Now,
gravosa.
during the
Per le
pandemic,
paure e
sowing
il
seeds
disorientamento
has become
che ha
very
colto tutti.
difficult
Scholas
due
ci ha
to fear
sorpresi,
and
come
disorientation.
la rugiada al mattino, piccole
But
gocce in
Scholas
grado di
has
rivitalizzare.
surprised us.
Il progetto educativo
Scholas
di Scholas
has
si è rivelato
made us
un'esperienza trasformativa.
similar to raindrops, and now
Come
we
il
are able
seme ogni
to
creatura
water
tenda verso la luce.
the seeds that we have planted.
Praticare
Now,
ascolto e attenzione
Scholas has also
per
entrusted
attivare le energie
us
vitali che
with
sono in ognuno
a
dei nostri alunni.
task, namely that
E ha
of
acceso in noi una
revitalizing
speranza.
the creativity that
Ogni gesto di cura
lies
porta in
in the
sé
hearts
una
of all
forza
our students.
rigeneratrice. Salvare un bambino è salvare il mondo.
To save a child is to
Scholas
save
ci ha aiutati
the world.
a ripensarci come
Scholas
artigiani di
has
pace,
helped us
come lei ci
envision
invita ad
ourselves
essere,
as
con ingegno e audacia,
makers of
pronti a
peace,
seminare
people who are to
in
be
quella
creative
vita di cui
and
parlano
ingenious
i nostri
in
amici
order
di
to be
Scholas
able to sow.
per continuare a nascere. Grazie,
So
Santità.
thanks to Scholas, we will be able to keep helping children everywhere. So thank you, Pope Francis. Now, thank you, Stefania. All of this would not be possible without the help of institutions. Now, next to you, Holy Father, you have the Italian Minister for Health, who is launching a program for helping young people and students all around Italy with their emotional health. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Holy Father. I am honored to be here, and I would like to thank you for your kind words. You have shown us the way, and you showed us the way during the most difficult times. I believe nobody will ever forget the empty square in which you spoke during the pandemic. Now we are to build upon your teachings, and we must start building the Italy of the future. I believe when it comes to health and healthcare, nobody is to be left behind. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. If you are ill, you must be helped. And I think that the pandemic has taught us a very important lesson, namely that everybody deserves helping. I also believe that what Scholas is doing is very important. You have shown us that very important goals can be achieved by starting little. So, I would like to thank you, not only as an Italian minister, but also as Roberto. I would like to thank you for your words and for showing us the way. Now, the lesson is that nobody can make it out of this bit alone, so we must help each other. And Holy Father, thank you for teaching us that we need to stick together.
E dall'Italia, Scholas.
Quando ho detto ai miei figli,
So, when I said to my children, I have two children, aged 8 and 10, and today is the 8-year-old's birthday, and so I promised her that I would give you one of her drawings. So here it is. Thank you. So happy birthday to the little girl. So, Scholas has also opened up to the world thanks to the support of the Italian Minister for Education. Scholas has opened up to countries such as Chile and Iraq. We have two young people, Marcia and Jose, who participated in the last international conference for young people that Scholas organized, and these two young people would like to share their experience with us. Welcome, Marcia.
Yes, thank you. Hello, I'm Marcia. I'm 23 years old from Suleimania, Iraq. I'm studying Petroleum and Energy Engineering Department at SPU. Meanwhile, I work at an NGO organization, Dialogue and Culture Organization. I participated in those previous 3 conferences via my organization, as we are working for peace and acceptance of different cultures and listening to each other at heart. I wasn't expecting that I enjoyed that much. I loved each of the perspectives from the bottom of my heart. They were really kind and friendly, and each of us was like allowable to speak and show up their ideas and opinions. Most interesting thing was like we were welcomed by singing a song at the beginning and to dance at the end of the conference. That was amazing. Such things were really new and cool for me to see and to experience them in my life as a student. I could talk and see a lot of like people around the world. We were all in different nationalities, languages, cultures, religions and ethics, but like we were all humans, and it brought us together all to a virtual area where we could speak and show up to the world to discuss and share our own ideas about how we see each other, about like who is the other, what was the other mean to us, which was like the greatest question and the most important one, I think, in each person's life, because your life will like give a meaning as long as you knew the meaning of the others, and you try to be helpful in a good way to them, because without the others in life, there's no life. So like a composer will not play any music in my idea, neither the painter will paint a picture, because like there won't be the other to listen to the music, neither to look at the painting. So I think the question is really important if each one could ask themselves, who are the others? And via that question, it will open a window for you to answer the question to like how I see the world through my window. And like that window could be the window of the filters of your ideas and your ethics, and also on your perspectives about how you think and how you see. So for me, I love others, and the others are whom like they helped me or I will help them. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. Thank you very much.
Thank you for you too.
Y desde Chile, si mis cálculos no fallan,
So now, from Chile,
debería conectarse José.
we
¿Está
we
José?
should be hearing from
Aquí estamos.
Jose. So, Jose, are you there?
Para mí es un honor hablarle.
Yes, I am.
Mi
So,
santidad, es un honor hablarle a usted.
Holy Father, I am
Decirle que
honored
para
to
mí
be
Scholas
here,
es una gran
and I
ayuda
would
a
like
la
to tell
comunidad
you
para
that
abrirse a la gente,
Scholas
compartir
is
entre
really
países, saber de
helping
culturas, y
my
conocer las distintas
community.
situaciones o problemas de muchas
Now,
realidades
I
aquí en
know
Marte.
that
A
working
mí
with
por lo
different
menos a mí me
communities
ayuda
can
mucho
be
con
very
mi
difficult
timidez,
since
mi autoestima, mis problemas en casa,
different communities
problemas en el
experience
país.
different problems. But
a lo largo de la
Scholas is
pandemia.
being able to really help
En
us.
estos tiempos lo que más necesitamos es al
Now,
prójimo y
during
a compañeros
these
de la
times,
vida, al
these
lado
very
nuestro.
difficult
Y
times,
eso gracias a la
what
pandemia
we
no lo hemos
need
podido acceder.
is each other.
Y Scholas me da esta oportunidad
Scholas
grandísima
has
de
given
compartir
me
con gente,
the opportunity
de compartir nuestra experiencia, de saber del otro.
to share
Para
my
mí Scholas
experience
es
with
una gran
others
comunidad
and
a la cual puedo confiar
to get
y
to
puedo
know other
abrirme
people. Scholas
libremente sin temor a discriminación.
is a huge
Muchas gracias, Su Santidad.
opportunity. So thank you for the opportunity that you have given us.
E abbiamo adesso una bellissima notizia
Now,
per tutti anche i ragazzi che ci stanno ascoltando.
we have a wonderful piece of news for everybody who's listening from other countries. Now, this year, together with the Minister for Education, we will be organizing an event here in Rome. So we will gather here to speak in person once again. So now I would like to give the floor to the Minister, Patrizio Bianchi, who will speak about this project. You have the floor.
Bene, grazie Santo Padre.
Thank you, Holy Father, and thank you, everybody.
Noi stiamo lavorando molto sulla scuola
Now,
dopo la pandemia.
we are really working
Non
hard
solo la pandemia
on the school system.
sanitaria,
Now,
ma anche la pandemia che ci ha colpito
the
da molto
pandemic
tempo nel mondo.
has
La pandemia
that does
dell'individualismo,
not only concern everyone's health. There is another pandemic that is going on, namely the pandemic of individualism, the idea that we can make it out of the pit without each other. And so we're trying to envision what the school of the future will look like.
Io più di una volta ho detto una scuola affettuosa.
In my opinion,
Mi sembra che scuola sia una
the
scuola
school of the
affettuosa,
future should be,
una scuola
an affectionate school.
Ecco, io
And in
credo
my
che in questo
opinion,
momento sia opportuno
this
pensare
is
sulla scuola
what
delle
Scholas.
anni fa.
Now, when I was a child,
Io andavo
many
a
years
scuola
ago,
perché domandavo alla mia maestra un'informazione
I
che non sapevo.
I used to ask a lot of questions, and since
Oggi no,
teachers
oggi noi siamo
were
alluvionati di
those
informazioni.
members of society
Troppe
who
informazioni.
had information in their hands, but now information is no longer a problem. Everybody can access information from everywhere in the world. Now, what schools are to do is to teach young people, children, teenagers, how to listen to other people and how to be affectionate.
Avere qui in Italia un incontro
So,
internazionale.
if we are able to organize an international event in November here in Italy, I believe that we will all benefit from it, since we are to emerge from the lockdown, not only the physical lockdown, but the lockdown of the soul. And emerging from the lockdown of the soul means approaching others, and which is, in my opinion, the duty of schools. So, the Scholas experience is very useful for us. And I have another thing to say, Holy Father.
Lo dico insieme. Noi vorremmo essere assolutamente di supporto, di
The
aiuto
Italian government would like
questa
to
idea del
support
patto educativo globale.
the idea of the global
Il mondo possa ritornare
educational pact.
soltanto
I believe
lavorando
that
sull'educazione sulla scuola.
only by working on education will the world find peace. Now, I'm saying this
Tenga a sua disposizione per il patto
on behalf of the government. You can count on us. We are ready to work. We are ready to work with you. And so, thank you. Thank you, everybody, and hopefully you will be able to come back in November and attend the new meeting.
Grazie Ministro
Thank you, Minister Bianchi, and thank you to your team, which is always helping us. Now, the pandemic has unveiled one thing that we have always known, namely that we are all very fragile, and our fragility requires us to keep looking for a way to do better. So we would like everybody in this room to dig a symbolic pit.
Ministri, vi invitiamo a fare una buca insieme a José Enrique come simbolo di questo.
Ministers, we would like you to participate in the digging, you know, as a symbol of community of intent.
E cosa troveremo sotto?
Un pozo.
Un pozo.
Nada.
Il posto.
Il pozo para dejarle lugar al afecto.
So in the middle of the room there is a vase with a soil in it, and the children from Scholas and the ministers are digging. They're digging a hole, so to say. So thank you. Let's give it up for the children here. Thank you. Thank you, Holy Father. It's been an honor. Thank you. So we have to go, but again, it's been an honor. Thank you. So the Italian ministers are now leaving the room.
José Enrique los invito a sentarse al lado del Papa Francisco.
Jose and Enrique, you can sit next to the Holy Father. Thank you, Valerio. Thank you, Margherita.
Ahora, Papa Francisco, tenemos una sorpresa.
Now, Holy Father, we have a surprise for you.
Sabemos que a usted le gusta mucho.
We are
Una catedral de la vida. Un estadio de
we are going to a place that we know you love. We are about to speak with people from Valencia and from the Levante Stadium.
Que es un buen sitio donde conocer gente, donde ser tú mismo y donde no tienes que preocuparte por si alguien se va a burlar de ti o no, porque en este sitio...
So Scholas is a place where you do not have to worry about other people's opinions, since everybody is there to support each other. The video is showing young students from Scholas participating in various events.
Gente nerviosa, que no vino preparada. No vayan al baño en este momento que se pueden llegar a perder.
Now,
Este momento.
the video is showing a man speaking Gaston. So we are ready. Gaston, we are ready. Pope Francis, we are here at the Levante Stadium. Welcome.
Con todos los jóvenes de Scholas.
We are here with the young people from Scholas. We are at the Levante Stadium and we are celebrating the opening of the new Scholas headquarters in Valencia.
Te cuento, Francisco, estuvimos haciendo un gesto con un pozo Acá estamos con algunos invitados,
Pope
autoridades
Francis,
que nos están acompañando.
there are many people here, people who have been supporting us and following us during this journey.
La creatividad.
And this journey is aimed at fostering creativity. So I would like to invite to the stage a very important person.
Quiero invitar a poder saludarte y a poder recibirte
And
al arzobispo Don Antonio Canizales.
this person is Don Antonio Canizales, just Bishop.
Benvingut, Papa Francisco. Muchísimas gracias.
Welcome, Pope Francis. Thank you for being here with us in Valencia.
Recibe los jóvenes, eso Valencia, juventud.
Thank you for helping the young people in Valencia. These people are the future of our country. Thank you for enabling them to be happy, to be creative, to be brave.
Una educación actualizada.
These young people need education, and so thank you for providing them with education through Scholas.
Enseñanza pública.
Your efforts are really appreciated here,
A un mundo nuevo, una sociedad nueva.
and thanks to your efforts we will be able to create a new world. A world filled with people who believe in each other, people who strive for peace, people who want to help poor people, the forgotten,
Estos días estamos teniendo
the downtrodden.
muy difícil con Marruecos. La conoce usted perfectamente.
Now,
Le decimos que usted está
you
ayudando
know
con sus gestos.
the troubles that people are experiencing. And so we would like to thank you. Thank you for everything you do all around the world, in Lampedusa, in Iraq, in so many countries. Thank you. Thank you for the help that you offer to everybody around the world.
Presidente de la Comunidad Valenciana, don Chimo Puig, y un servidor. La Iglesia no es separada de la sociedad, al contrario.
Thank you. Thank you for showing us that the Church is there to support people and to pursue togetherness.
Es trabajar en común, el esfuerzo común.
The Church is there to help people work with each other to achieve a common goal. So, Holy Father, we await you here in Valencia so that we can embrace you and welcome you in person. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias,
Thank you. Thank you, Archbishop. Thank you for your words, and thank you for inviting the Holy Father. Now, we have a friend, the president of the Levante Stadium.
Santidad.
Holy Father,
Bienvenido.
welcome.
Bienvenido, Santidad, a la Casa del Levante. Bienvenido,
Welcome to Levante Stadium.
de los jóvenes de Valencia.
Thank you for being here.
Santidad, a la
Welcome,
Casa de Scholas.
welcome
A su casa, Santidad.
to your home. Welcome to Scholas.
Lo recibimos con unos colores especiales para usted.
As you can see, we have decided to welcome you with a couple colors that I believe you will like.
Rojo y su azul de San Lorenzo.
The red and blue of Saint Lawrence, which are also the colors of our team.
Santidad. Seguro,
Holy Father,
seguro que esos colores en algún momento nos han hecho llorar de alegría.
these colors have made us cry.
Triunfos de nuestros equipos. Y también nos han hecho
Maybe
llorar de
tears of joy
porque algún partido que otro también
when we won. cried because we were sad since our team has also lost some games. But in football, you either win, or you lose. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But, you know, there is honor in winning as there is in losing. But football is the most beautiful sport in the world. It is a sport where people learn to appreciate the values that keep us together. Sometimes this sport is a representation of life. And Scholas is like a football team, and you strive for the same values that we strive for. So please, Holy Father, keep us in mind when you do the things you do. Do not forget your dreams, our dreams. Let us never fail these very young people. These young people are both our present and our future. Now, Holy Father, I would like to draw to a close by thanking you for enabling us to participate in the Scholas project. Thank you for enabling us to work for the young people of Spain and the world in general. Thank you. Thank you, Holy Father, for having this wonderful idea. I know that when you conceived it, you were not Pope. You were not the Pope yet, so thank you. Pray for us. Pray for these young people. Pray for all the people who have been suffering due to the pandemic. Pray for Valencia, for Spain. And, Holy Father, if it is not too much to ask, I would like to ask you to bless this place, the thousands of people who are here and the thousands of people who are outside the stadium. Now, our team is 1 year younger than yours, but we share, through football, we share this connection. And again, football is a symbol, is a metaphor for life. And so, Holy Father, thank you for being here. Thank you. And now we have another guest. We have Chimo Puig, the president of the Generalidad Valenciana. You have the floor. Dear Pope Francis, welcome to Valencia.
Esperamos que más pronto que tarde, lo que hoy es una visita virtual.
Hopefully, in the next future, you will be able to come here in person. Now, the Cardinal has invited you, so hopefully you will be able to join us very soon. We are ready to welcome you. Now, the people who are here, the young people who are here, are our future. But it is thanks to them that the Valencian community of today is emerging from the pandemic. They are the ones who have been generous enough to achieve what we are achieving. These are the young people who have decided to put their parents and grandparents first. Pope Francis, the time has come to overcome all pandemics, not only the one that we have been experiencing over the last year, but we are to emerge from the crisis of xenophobia, of racism, all the illnesses that humanity suffers from. Brotherhood transcends all borders, and when we see young people die at sea, when we see people die to wars all around the world, what we must keep in mind is that we're all brothers and sisters. So, dear Pope Francis, your words are always play a fundamental role for humanity. Your words are a beacon. Your words are a beacon for people of good will. Your words are a beacon for young people who are again our future. Thank you, Pope Francis. Thank you. Thank you, Pope Francis, for being with us again. And now here we have a young person from Valencia. Andres, tell us, what do you have in your hands? Pope Francis, it is an honor for me to be here. Now, this is a ball of cloth. This ball of cloth represents the simplicity of all those who are here today. It represents the importance of being happy. This ball represents the essence of Scholas. So, Andres has just handed the ball over, and Andres has a question as well. Pope Francis, why do you always say that it is very important for us to go back to our origins?
No sé si nos escuchará Francisco, pero Andrés nos pregunta, ¿por qué?
So, Pope Francis, maybe you haven't heard the question, but why is it important to go back to our origins? Why is it important to go back to our roots? Why is it important to always keep in mind where we come from?
Siempre la identidad la reencontramos y la hacemos crecer en ese reencuentro.
We must always keep in mind who we are. We must never forget where we come from. A person who forgets where they come from is a person who does not know who they are. You know, history is an asset, and every one of us has their own history, and having a ball of cloth in your hands is important because you will never forget how important, how beautiful it was to play with that ball when you were a child. In my opinion, this ball of cloth represents, you know, humble origins. And sometimes we forget that we must stay humble, and if we're not humble, then we will lose the game of life. So being humble is fundamental. Thank you, Pope Francis. Thank you, Gaston. Thank you, everybody in Valencia. Thank you to the thousands of young people who have attended this event. So now we are delivering a plate, the plate that will be hung to one of the walls of the stadium, and we are handing it over to the ambassador of Valencia.
Muchísimas gracias. Y ahora sí, nos despedimos de esta fiesta del deporte y de la educación en Valencia.
We can now leave Valencia. Thank you again. for being with us.
Muchísimas gracias, muchísimas gracias.
Thank you.
Papa Francisco, ahora haremos un viaje
Pope Francis.
hacia el otro fin del mundo.
Now,
Un fin del mundo
we are
nuevo
about
para
to go to the other side of the world,
continente para
a new
Scholas.
place for us, a new continent
Nos
for
vamos a
scholars.
conectar con Australia, con Oceanía.
We are going to Australia, to Oceania,
La primera vez
and this
que
will
Scholas
be
llega
the first
a este quinto
time
continente
that
que teníamos
Scholas
pendiente.
reaches this fifth continent. The only continent that was missing from the Scholas network. The Scholas started at the end of the world, in Argentina. And now we're moving on to the other side of the world.
L'esperienza di Scholas è un'esperienza che vorrei consigliare a tutti perché ti cambia dentro.
Creo que es una experiencia muy enriquecedora. Transforma tu manera de pensar, te ayuda.
Scholas network encompasses many different countries: Italy, Spain, Paraguay, Haiti, Mexico, Colombia, Portugal, Panama, the USA, Japan, Mozambique, Romania, Chile, and now it has expanded to all 5 continents.
Queremos invitar, we would like to invite Ambassador Chiara Porro, Australian Ambassador to the Holy See, to join us here on stage. And hello everyone in Australia. Thank you, Ambassador. And we are here also, siamo anche qui con Alexander, Federica e Chiara. Benvenuti anche a voi.
We're here with Alexander, Federica and Chiara. Welcome.
And here, welcome everyone in Australia. Are you there? We are now connected.
Yes.
Hello everyone.
Yay.
Welcome. Papa Francisco, creo que son las 2 de la mañana en Australia.
But Francis, I believe that it is 2 a.m. in Australia now.
Están despiertos.
En el propio surco.
I don't know how they're doing it,
We are now connected
but there they
to
are.
Sydney. We are very happy to arrive in Australia. Hello everyone at the Catholic University of Australia. Pope Francis. The first one there is Teresa Adler. And she wants to say hi in a very special way. Quiere saludarla de una manera especial.
Ragu, Bienga, Camarada, Wayanga, Bommel. Good evening, Holy Father, Pope Francis, Scholas, Global Network, Vice Chancellor and President Slatko Skirby, and the Australian Catholic University community. We rejoice in the call for a culture of encounter for all nations around the world and our Mother Earth. I will go Birong, Gogo Mirang, Banarang, Mulla Mulla, Girawal, Gadigal, Bidjigal, Wangul, Camaragal, Ganingara, Eoranura. I am a proud descendant of my bloodlines, Girawal, Gadigal, Bidjigal, Wangul, Camaragal, and Ganingara clans of the Eora Nation, Sydney, Australia. Camaragal Nura, Tubalgal, Eora Galumban, Barangaroo. This place is Camaragal country on the shore of Sydney Harbour of the Eora Nation and the home of my descendant, Barangaroo. Didari Guri Nia, Wayangul, Bayamul, Yellinga, Australia. Thank you for embracing Mother Earth and welcome to Australia and to Oceania. Please welcome Miss Diana Umorovic, National Student Association President, who will lead ACU students in the symbolic gesture. Grazie. Good evening, Holy Father. My name is Diana Uremovic, and I am President of the National Student Association at the Australian Catholic University. I'm joined by Professor Dermot Nestor, Miss Jackie Raymond, two Aboriginal students, Lachlan Cyber and Eamon Hill.
ACU is a truly national and international university with 8 campuses in Australia and a brand new campus in Rome.
Australia is home to the oldest continuing culture of people on Earth, and we have some of the most ancient soils on the planet.
Lachlan and Eamon will pour soil gathered from each of our 8 campuses into the bowl. Each place will be named by its location, Aboriginal name and patron saint. Dermot and then Jackie will make a well in the soil. North Sydney.
Kimmeregu. Mary at the Cross McKillop.
Strathfield.
Wangara.
Mount St Mary.
Blacktown.
Darg. St Josephine Paquita.
Ballarat.
Wotherang.
Aquinas.
Melbourne.
Woorong and Webrung. St Patrick.
Canberra.
Nanawal.
Signadu.
Brisbane.
Turbu and Yagara. Macaulay.
Adelaide.
Ghana.
St Francis of Assisi.
I now introduce Miss Claire Stevenson, who will speak of her connection to country and her hope for the future in this ancient land.
Dear Pope Francis, my name is Claire Stevenson. I'm 16 and I'm a proud Wiradjuri woman from a rural town in New South Wales called Wagga Wagga. I'm a boarding student at Loreto Normanhurst and take a lot of pride in my community and education with all my opportunities available and granted for me. My hopes for the future with my fellow youth include focusing on giving back to one another in every way possible so our community is uplifted. I will stand by Laudato Si and do my part to fix the broken world in which we are supposed to protect and care for, which is my mother, my relationship, and connection to my land. Thank you, Holy Father. We will always pray for you.
Thank you very much to all of you connected in Sydney. Thank you so much. And now from Sydney, we move to Brisbane, where we are going to speak with Professor Scholas Occurrentes, President of the Australian Catholic University, that is opening up today a new place, a new space for scholars. Professor Slatko, are you there?
Yes, I am. Greetings. Greetings. Dear Holy Father, as Vice-Chancellor, I'm absolutely honored and humbled to receive the gift of scholars into the Australian Catholic University, to Australia and the region of Oceania, on behalf of our students, our staff, our community, both current and future. That we are celebrating this partnership during Laudato Si Week is a sign that the Holy Spirit is at work amongst us and on our behalf. It is now time for our work to begin, work that prepares the future that all can participate in and contribute to, irrespective of color or creed, race or religion, baptism or belief. Our future is a connected future, one that connects with traditional, time-honored ways, safeguarded by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples for thousands of years. Scholars and Australian Catholic University, now in partnership, is a personal and an institutional response to your call, Holy Father, establishing universities of meaning that address the social, cultural, and ecological challenges that we all face. From all at Australian Catholic University in Australia and across the Oceania region, we thank you for this gift.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Slatko. E per finire, i ragazzi
Now the boys and girls of Scholas, Italy, will share their wish for this new scholars headquarters, these new scholars headquarters that are opening in Oceania. So, my friends earlier on spoke about the void that lies within us, and it is my hope that we will be able to fill our own void and then open up a new void inside of us to be filled with experience.
The students in Italy and do the gesture of the whole as well. Thank you.
No hay problema, no hay problema.
Non c'è problema, non c'è problema. Grazie. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Australia. Thank you very much. Gracias, Australia, por hacer un espacio para que Scholas crezca en Oceanía.
Thank you, Australia, for hosting Scholas, and thank you for enabling the principles of Laudato Si to reach all 5 continents.
Grazie. Grazie a tutti.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
This is also a very special day for us because we are proud and happy that Scholas Occurrentes is establishing the U.S. headquarters right here in Los Angeles, the City of Angels.
Y ahora, Su Santidad, nos vamos a conectar con Estados Unidos.
Now, Holy Father, we are going to Los Angeles.
Hello, Los Angeles, California. We are connecting with Archbishop Monsignor Gomez from Los Angeles, who will share some very good news for us in the United States. Welcome, Monsignor.
Thank you. Greetings from Los Angeles. Santo Padre, muchos saludos desde Los Ángeles. Una alegría poder participar.
Holy Father, it is an honor for me to participate in this Scholas Occurrentes meeting. Now, Scholas is an extraordinary instrument for helping young people to coexist and to help people implement God's plan for the world. Now, Holy Father, we always follow your work and we always pray for you. Now, in the Washington, D.C. Archdiocese, we have opened a new chapter of Scholas Occurrentes to help young people from the west and the east of the country. Hopefully, we will be able to help people from all around the United States. And hopefully, we will be able to help them during these difficult times, but also in the future. And we would like to thank all the archbishops who have helped us launch this initiative. And Holy Father, I would like the Cardinal Gregory to share a few words for this new Scholas experience.
Getting ready.
Cardinal Gregory. Quizás podemos pasar a los testimonios de los jóvenes y volvemos al
Maybe we can hear from the young people and then we can hear from the cardinal.
Muchísimas gracias, Monseñor Gómez.
Thank you. Thank you, Monsignor Gomez.
Pasamos al
We
testimonio
can move on to the testimonies of Adriana and
si estamos listos. If we are ready,
Darius.
we can move forward to the participation of Adriana and Darius, and then we come back to Cardinal Gregory.
It's right there.
Bueno, esto es lo que pasa con la
Vivo.
virtualidad y con el vivo. Tenemos
Now, unfortunately, we are experiencing some technical problems. You know, digital technology is very useful, but sometimes problems happen. No. Boys and girls, would you like to share a few thoughts for this new Scholars chapter that is opening in the United States?
Salve a tutti, Sua Santità.
Hello, everybody.
Me enseñó
Hello,
a no
Holy
definir
Father.
las líneas del alma, sino
Now, Scholars has taught me
a difuminarla.
not to limit my own soul, but rather to let it expand.
Instituciones de scholars.
And I wish the same to all Scholars institutions.
A definire le linee dell'anima, bensì a sfumarle.
The same message is being repeated
Per tutte
in
le sedi
Italian.
di Scholas nel mondo. Grazie.
Thank you.
Grazie. Grazie. Papa Francisco.
Pope Francis.
Bueno, muchísimas gracias, Monseñor Gómez.
Thank you, Monsignor Gomez.
Un problema con la conexión.
Unfortunately, we are experiencing some connection problems, so I'm not sure whether we will be able to hear from the young people from United States, people from Washington. So unfortunately, we have to leave, but we wish you every success with the new chapter, the new Scholars chapter in Washington. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Grazie, ragazzi. Grazie.
Thank you, boys and girls.
Papa Francisco, ¿cómo sabes desde
Pope
que
Francis.
este sueño comenzó en Buenos
Now,
Aires?
this dream of
cuando la
yours
gente gritaba
began
que se vayan
in
todos,
Buenos Aires.
muchos jóvenes siguen hoy desilusionados con lo que ven de la política.
Now, people at the time wanted all politicians to leave office, and nowadays, people have no trust in politics, which is why change is needed. Now, we have a group of young people from Iraq, Colombia, Spain, Chile, the Arab Emirates, Brazil, Italy, Argentina, Mexico, and Paraguay, and who have met in order to speak about politics. Now we have Fiorella and Jacopo with us, and Ramina from Iraq, and they're all here to tell you about their experience.
Are you there, Ramina? Thank you very much for joining us from Iraq.
Quedó Monseñor Gómez. Pobre Monseñor Gómez quedó ahí.
Fiorella y Jacopo, dos jóvenes que también participaron.
We also have Fiorella and Jacopo here, two young people who are climbing up the stairs, I'm sorry, and so that they can share their experience with us.
Fratelli Tutti, una comunidad de jóvenes de diversas regiones, culturas y creencias, con vocación para crear una nueva política inspirada en la búsqueda del bien común, capaz de transformar
This video is about this new project, which is about young people's understanding of politics. These young people have discussions about politics that are aimed to improve their understanding of how things work in this field. Now, Fiorella is speaking about this experience. So we have learned about politics, about the history of politics, and we have tried to understand how politics work today. Now, we have spoken about the experiences of many different countries, Argentina, Paraguay, Italy, and we all agree that we are very pessimistic about politics, and there's a lot of room for improvement. But now, we spoke about corruption in Latin America. We spoke about the vested interests that separate people rather than unite them. But what we agree on is our need for people to work together, for politicians to work together and support people in need around the world. We do not want discriminations to be there, whether they be based on sex, gender, race. So Scholas is a very important experience for us because it enables us to have discussions and to work together and understand what we really want and how to achieve it. And we want a kind of politics that enables us to work as a community. Now, my friend would like to ask a question to the Holy Father. So, how can young people change politics and make it so that politics are for everybody? So, immediately. But let me tell you one thing. Politics are the highest form of charity. Love is a political matter. Love is for everybody. And when love is not universal, politics, fail in their intent. When people ask me what the political situation is like around the world, I always tell them, try and find where the various wars are taking place around the world, and you will see where politics is failing. Harmony has been lost. The ability to discuss has been lost. Our parliaments all around the world are fundamental places of discussion, but people should not clash against each other. People should try and find an agreement. They need to be long-sighted. Sometimes people mix up politics and business. They want to know what's in for them if a decision is made, if they support a decision. No. What matters in the political process is to reach harmony, and harmony is always better than conflict. But in order to understand whether politics is working, you are to ask yourself, am I supporting wars? Am I selling weapons? Am I selling guns? And if the answer is yes, then we will know where the truth lies.
Lo dico sinceramente, mi fa male al cuore quando vedo
Now,
che
let me be
alcuni
honest with you.
sacerdoti benedetti
It is always terrible to see that some priests, they give their blessing to weapons, guns, and shotguns.
Gracias, Papa Francisco. Y ahora
Thank you, Pope Francis.
Ramina desde Irak.
And now we have Ramina from Iraq, who would like to share her experience with scholars.
Thank you very much. Dear Pope Francis, dear ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am very honored and blessed to be a part of this event. Few days ago, I had the chance to participate in the virtual meetings regarding the pre-political school. Change. All the big differences and the developments usually start with small steps. Personally, after what we have been through in Iraq, I lost my father, as many people lost their families as well. All this under the name of politics and politicians. And this meetings we had started to change this fact in me. The idea of discussing such big topic with people of my age in total freedom, we shared our thoughts and wishes about how we hope our politicians to be. Some simple questions were asked, but deep thinking was needed. And as a result, I admit that I am looking to the things in a different perspective. At the end, I want to thank Scholas and everyone I met through this amazing meetings for giving me such opportunity, and thank you all.
Thank you, Ramina. Thank you very much. Y nos acompaña acá en el piso Antonio Sola, presidente de la Fundación Liderar con Sentido Común.
Now we have with us Antonio Sola, president of the Liderar Foundation, Liderar con Sentido Común. Antonio, what answer have you found together with scholars to the problems that Ramina has just shared? Now, you know, politics are to find a common solution. Politicians are to show that decision can indeed be made using your own head, your own mind, but you need to take your heart into account as well. Now, politicians should learn, should follow your teachings. And we are to begin working together. We need to be hopeful. We need to build a better world together. And this is what Fabian, Juan, and everybody who's here are trying, is trying to pursue. The goal is to start working together and pursue a common goal, no matter where you come from, what your political creed is. Together we can build a better world. So this is our answer to that question. The school is Fratelli Tutti, and so hopefully we will have your blessing. Thank you. Thank you, Fabian, Fiorella, Jacopo. You can present your gift to the Holy Father.
como símbolo del inicio de esta escuela de políticas que nos hace tanta ilusión.
So this is a gift. This is a gift for the new beginning, or sorry, for the beginning of this new school on politics.
Está alargando demasiado ya para mí, ¿eh?
Cuarto, ¿está bien? Ser menos cuarto. Faltan 10 minutos, ¿está bien?
Puedes apurar.
Hasta las 6, sí.
Sí, hay que apurar un poco, ¿eh?
Papa Francisco, en junio del año pasado celebramos juntos el
Pope
nacimiento de la
Francis.
Universidad del Sentido. Hoy queremos compartir
Some time ago we celebrated the foundation of the School of Meaning, and now we would like to celebrate the foundation of a new university. We would like Professor Italo Fiorin and Monsignor Vincenzo Sani to come to the stage.
Benvenuti, grazie.
Welcome.
Anche tu sei in questa ragazzata.
E ci accompagnano anche Nicole e Domenico.
Nicole and Domenico. Two
Queremos agradecer a Stefania Giannini,
people from
subdirectora
Italia.
general de
Italy, I'm sorry, are joining
quien
us.
desde los orígenes de esta iniciativa nos acompañó en este camino. Le damos la bienvenida
So we
desde París
would like
y le invitamos a
to
compartir
welcome
por qué ella considera que es
some friends from Paris, and we would like to ask them why this experience is so important for them.
Carissimo saluto da Parigi.
Holy Father,
Sono
greetings
veramente
from
molto
France.
grata e
I am
profondamente
honored
commossa per
and
l'opportunità
humbled
di prendere la
to
parola
be
e
here.
di dire qualcosa su questo importante progetto e desidero ringraziare di cuore
This
José
opportunity to
Maria
to say something about the project is very important for me, and I would like to thank Maria and the Scholas group for organizing this very beautiful event.
L'UNESCO e l'Università del Sentido
I believe that the Universidad del Sentido and UNESCO share a common goal, an understanding of education that is based on empathy and
una nuova università ma come un'università nuova
generosity. Now, for me, this is a new university, a university that is aimed at building a new world where peace and justice are fundamental values. Now, if I were to choose 3 words to describe this university, I would choose inclusivity, openness, and the fact of being free.
Penso anche che definire questa comunità globale in cui si apprende
And I believe that the creation of a global community where people can learn together is a very important choice.
è quello che ci porta a quel cambio
It is
di
an enlightening
paradigma
choice. It is
verso una cultura della cura
It
e
is
della
what
solidarietà
can
che oggi
lead us to a world where people are taken for, a world where people are believe in solidarity. So I am really glad to have joined Scholas' efforts, and I'm really glad to say that UNESCO is a part of this project, and I am very glad to be able to promote these principles. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Papa Francisco, con Estefania, su equipo,
Pope Francis, together with Stefania,
tuvimos el honor de
her team,
encontrarnos con académicos de distintas
and all the members of her team, we were able to meet with people from different cultures and from different countries, and we have drafted a new document that embodies the values of this new university. Here we have representatives from various universities, and we would like Diane Moore to tell us why she believes that this initiative is so important.
You have the floor.
Your Holiness, we, the scholars invited into this rich conversation, are united in our belief that the University of Meaning will play a critical role in addressing the most challenging issues of our time in the following 5 ways. First, it will provide opportunities for creative and constructive connections among individuals and communities who are deeply divided in these fractured and fragmented times. Second, it will model and embody a vision for humanity rooted in justice, compassion, and interdependence, as opposed to inequity, greed, and toxic individualism. Third, it will recognize and highlight the strength of our rich diversity of worldviews and cultures, and thereby challenge all impositions of the superiority of a particular race, religion, ethnicity, or gender. Fourth, it will represent your prophetic understanding of humanity's interdependence with all of creation and call upon us to be responsible co-creators of a sustainable future. And finally, your vision of the University of Meaning challenges all of us in higher education to recognize our responsibilities to creatively reimagine a future where kindness, compassion, and just peace are realized and valued. We all want to thank you for your vision and for the honor of participating in these conversations to bring your vision into being. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Diane, and thank you to all the scholars who helped us and joined us in this initiative. Y muchas gracias también a Hugo Yuri, que hoy actúa como rector de la Universidad del
Thank you
Sentido.
to the
El profesor Fiorini
Hugo
y
Huri,
Monseñor
the
Sani
rector
harán la
of
entrega
the
del documento identitario
University of
de la
Meaning. Now,
Universidad del Sentido. Este documento
Professor
que co-creamos
Fiorin and
junto
Monsignor
con
Zani
jóvenes y
will
académicos
deliver
de todo el mundo.
to the Holy Father the identity document of the University of Meaning.
Una grande gioia
It is an honor
poterle
for me, Holy Father, to be able to hand this document to you. Now, this document contains, embodies the identity of the University of Meaning, which is which was born as a dream, but is now a real entity. This document has been, well, it is the result of the collaboration of many different people, many different young people, and it has provided us for with opportunities for reflection, and thanks to the contribution of UNESCO, we have been able to speak with teachers all around the world, and these teachers have helped us with their professionalism and enthusiasm to draft a document that is a tool for religions, very different religions, cultures, and points of view to meet. These cultures, these different religions can dream together, and they can dream together, and they can make their dreams come true together. So thank you.
Grazie, Professor Fiorin.
Thank you, Professor
Monsignor Zani.
Fiorin, and Monsignor Zani, you have the floor.
Grazie, Santo Padre.
Thank you, Holy Father.
Qui si è parlato tanto di creatività oggi.
Now, the word creativity has been mentioned quite a lot of times today, and I believe that the University of Meaning is one of the best expressions of Scholas' creativity and the creativity that you have been fostering with Scholas. 1 year ago, during the pandemic, you were able to show us the way, and now your dream has also become our dream, and together we can give shape to this idea, to the idea that you shared 1 year ago. We can give it judicial form, and we can start experimenting with it, and we can spread it around the world. And I believe that your idea is one of the most significant expressions of the global educational pact, and education can become an instrument for different religions to be able to dialogue and interact. And you know, the goal again is to emerge from all the crises and the problems that are present in our daily lives. Now, we would like the boys and girls who are here to share their own wish for this new school, this new university. Holy Father, Scholas has taught us not to fear being ourselves, and I, as a person who has participated in this event, would like my experience, our experience, to be of help also in the future. I would like to all the people who have participated in this event to benefit from it in the future. Thank you, Professor Fiorin. Thank you, Monsignor Zani. Pope Francis, we're almost done. In December 2019, we met here in our home with a group of women who committed to opening spaces in their countries for scholars to keep growing. Now, today we have Fabiola Janet, the coordinator of ALMA, Alianza de Cónyuges de Jefes de Estado y Representantes.
Ahora, en poquitos minutos, se van a sumar también Jair y Leidis, dos jóvenes de Panamá.
We also have two young people from Panama. And we will have Michel Bolsonaro from Brazil, Cecilia Montes from Chile, Ana García Carias from Honduras, Jasmine Colón de Cortizo from Panama, and Rachel Albajezoni from the Dominican Republic.
Invitamos a Fabiola a comenzar este gesto
we would like Fabiola
a todas las primeras damas de América Latina.
To do this gesture that is intended to gather the will of all the people from around the world. Holy Father, I am honored to be here. I am honored to be able to represent my colleagues from Latin America. Now, this gesture, the gesture that I am about to do, is very meaningful because it represents the fact that creativity can enable us to build solidarity, to achieve togetherness, and to heal from an emotional standpoint. And this is what I would like my country to do. We need to stick together as a country because you cannot emerge from the pit on your own.
Invitamos ahora a Brasil a hacer el gesto.
Now we would like Brazil to do the gesture.
Abro este espaço para que nasça a esperança, a força e a fé em nossos jovens para construir mundo mais justo, inclusivo e solidário.
We are doing this gesture in order to be able to build a better world that is more solid, and we are doing this gesture for our young people to build hope and solidarity.
Invitamos a Chile. La primera dama.
Estimado Papa Francisco,
Holy Father,
hago este pozo para que crezca el amor y el cariño entre nuestros jóvenes y los adultos mayores.
Opening this well to create an instrument for different generations to be able to communicate with each other. And hopefully we will be able to help the people who are on their own, people who are suffering, and hopefully we will be able to help old people during this very difficult period. Holy Father, I would like to ask you to pray for our country, and especially during these times, since we are embarking upon a new path and while we strive for peace. Thank you for praying for us.
Pasamos a Honduras. Ana García Carias.
Let us move on to Honduras.
Querido Papa Francisco, hoy
Holy Father,
recordamos las enseñanzas del libro de Génesis que nos
now we would like to remember the teachings of the book of Genesis, and when Isaac found a well in the desert, together with Andrea, Melissa, Kevin, and Ronald, who are volunteers from a volunteer movement here in Honduras, we are planting 13 olive trees as a symbol of life and hope. We know that God, the Creator, will help these trees grow. As He will, our young people, who are those who will help us achieve the future that we deserve. No, Pope Francis, on behalf of these young people and young people all around the world, we ask you to speak to the rest of the world for countries such as Honduras to be vaccinated against COVID-19. A very small portion of our population has been vaccinated against COVID-19, and our young people haven't had that opportunity. So thank you for helping us dream, and thank you for helping us remember where we come from.
Seguimos con la primera dama de Panamá,
now it is Panama's turn.
Querido Papa Francisco, un saludo.
Hello, Francis from Panama. Now, this well represents life and new opportunities. It also represents our commitment to educating young people and children, and it represents the commitment to creating a world where love reigns supreme. Now we can move on to the Dominican Republic.
Papa Francisco, reciba un gran abrazo caribeño.
Thank you, Pope Francis, for believing in our young people. Our young people are our future, and they are those who will be able to create a society that is more just and fair. Holy Father, please keep doing what you do for the world. God bless you. Thank you for your love, for the love that you always show to us. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias a todas las
Thank you to all the first ladies who have been with us today.
Hacemos un saludo final.
So, Pope Francis, one last thing. Pope Francis, Fabiola, together with all the first ladies, have taken one further step for young people from all these countries to be able to gather in Argentina, for them to be able to meet in person and, do something more for our dream. So now we have
donde también
we
se está
have
abriendo una comunidad de escolas.
one final
¿Quién está por ahí?
wish
Nata, Javi,
for the impenetrable.
¿dónde andan?
Nathan,
Juanpi,
who's there? Juanpi,
Nacho.
Nacho.
Invitamos también a la embajadora a participar
we
de
would
este
also
momento, María
like
Fernanda Silva.
Maria Fernanda Silva to join us, the ambassador.
Papa Francisco, en el
Pope Francis.
Impenetrable estamos abriendo una casa
We
cultural de
are
escuelas.
opening a
Un
new
centro que también va a brindar
Scholas
apoyo
Center,
a jóvenes que tienen problemas de
a
consumo.
center that
Acá
is
estamos.
the target
Bienvenidos.
of which, sorry, the aim of
Buenos
which
días
is
a
to
todos,
help
gracias.
people
Hola, Papa Francisco,
struggling
hola,
with
Maripi.
addiction.
Estamos acá con un viento norte y una temperatura
Hello, Pope
altísima.
Francis.
Compartimos
We are
este
here
momento.
with
Estamos
people from
muy
our
contentos de
center.
estar en
It
la
is very
casa del
hot today,
Impenetrable chaqueño
but
y muy agradecidos
we
con
are
todos por
very
empezar
glad to
un nuevo
be
camino
here. We
acá.
are very glad to be
Le voy
able
a dar la
to
palabra
embark
a
upon this
nuestro
new path.
gobernador Coqui, que
And
nos
I would
ha
like
abierto las
to
puertas
give
de
a floor to our
esta
director,
provincia con una
sorry,
gran
to our governor,
hospitalidad.
the governor of this
Muy
province.
buenas tardes para usted, buenos días para nosotros, querido
Good
Papa
evening, Pope
Francisco.
Francis. I'm saying good evening,
Simplemente
although
acá
here it is
usted estará
morning.
muy cansado ya.
I believe
Queremos
that you're very
aburrirlo, pero
tired. We do not
quiero
want to
transmitir que acá en el
bore you
norte
too much,
chaqueño, en la entrada
but
del Impenetrable, estamos
here
en
in
una colonia,
northern
estamos
Chaqueño,
en Cuatro Bocas, en la Florida,
we
entre Caramelli
have
y Miraflores.
a
Usted
center
conoce muy bien nuestra
in an
tierra,
area
nuestra
that
geografía.
you know
Y la
very
verdad
well,
es que estamos con María Alexis, una
and we are
serie
here with
de
Maria Alexis and
chicas que
a
van a
series
trabajar aquí,
of
y obviamente Nata y
young boys
Javier.
and girls
Y por
who will
supuesto
work here.
cuando José María y Enrique
And
nos
when
comentaron
Jose Maria
la
and
posibilidad
Enrique
de hacer esta
told us
experiencia, no
that we
dudamos.
could
Esta es una escuela
have this experience together
825,
with
es una
you,
escuela rural.
we were
Y a su
very
vez,
were
vamos
very
a
glad
tener
to
la
accept
capacidad de
this
albergar a cerca
opportunity.
de 30 niños, niñas,
Now
adolescentes, jóvenes.
we have around
Estamos abriendo
30
un taller para la formación
people
técnica y
here
profesional,
and
la
people
infraestructura
who are
deportiva. Esto
about
es
to
efectivamente la síntesis más extraordinaria
embark
de
upon a new
Evangelio
journey,
Gaudium, de
and
Laudato Si y
this
de
is the
Fratelli Tutti, es un
embodiment
lugar de
of
encuentro. Aquí
the Laudato Si
nosotros vamos a
encyclical,
defender el ambiente que es
and
nuestra casa común. Y aquí la verdad es que vamos a construir
to
un
tell the
sistema
truth,
de inclusión social y
we
de
are
desarrollo.
to
Por
build
eso es
a
muy importante para
a
nosotros
system
este
for
apoyo
society to be able
de Scholas
to develop.
Occurrentes.
So we
Muchísimas
would
gracias
like
por
to express our
esta
support for
perspectiva de
Scholas
la Universidad del Sentido.
Occurrentes,
Queremos
and to the
agradecer a
University of
Fabiola también
Meaning.
por
We would
nuestra
like to
presencia
thank
aquí y
Fabiola
nos ha acompañado en esta
for
etapa.
being here,
Y por supuesto
for
quiero
helping us.
transmitirles el afecto de todo un pueblo y de una comunidad
And I would
aquí en
like
el impenetrable chaqueño, que
to
siempre
to
rezamos
share
por usted.
with you the fact
Sabemos
that
que
here
usted
in this
reza
community
por
we
nosotros.
always
Queremos
pray. We're
escucharlo,
always praying
queremos
for
escuchar su
you.
mensaje, que
We
es la
we
palabra
always
más
listen
justa, más
to
profunda.
your
Y
messages.
queremos decirle que estamos comprometidos a construir un mundo
We are committed to building a world based on inclusiveness and justice,
de todo lo que usted nos
and
dice,
we
y todo
can
lo que
do it
usted
by following
transmite.
your
Quiero agradecer
teachings.
también y enviar un
And
abrazo
so I would like to thank you. I would like
Monseñor Hugo
to
Barbaro y de Monseñor Ramón Alfredo Duz,
to,
de tanto la
to
arquidiócesis
thank you
de
on behalf of
Resistencia
all the
como
people here and
del
all
obispado
the
de la
members
diócesis de
of
San
the
Roque,
diocese, the
usted
local
conoce muy bien
diocese,
y tanto conoce nuestra tierra que siempre
and
produce admiración en nosotros de cómo
this,
usted
you know,
recuerda desde
this land
Puerto de Barranqueras,
always
Puerto Vilela,
always
Resistencia,
remembers you,
Fontana,
always remembers
al Padre
all the good
Salvatore,
things
y todos
that
esos
you
inmensos
have
recuerdos que usted
done
tiene de
for us.
nuestra entrañable
So
tierra. Aquí en el
we would like to
impenetrable,
thank you for
en
praying
donde
for this country,
nuestro pueblo y nuestra comunidad siente un
this
gran y
impenetrable
profundo
land
afecto. No quiero formalismo,
that loves you.
simplemente decirles que
Again,
esto no es palabra, sino
these are not mere words.
precisamente un compromiso de acción. En este impenetrable
We
que
are
nosotros ya
committing
tenemos
to
33
take
grados hoy, con el
actions.
viento norte y con la
It
tierra,
is very
nos
hot
sentimos
today,
acá en el
but
corazón para decirles que lo abrazamos fraternalmente
from here,
y
from
que
this
queremos
very hot
un
land,
mensaje
we would
suyo,
like
que es el mensaje de amor
to
y
tell you
esperanza
that
que
we
siempre
embrace you
trasciende
and that we are
fronteras. Un
always
abrazo
we
cálido y
always
amistoso.
listen to
Muchísimas
your
gracias
message
por
of
tenerme en
love.
cuenta.
Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias, Nata, muchísimas
Gracias.
gracias.
Nata, thank you very much.
Coqui,
Gracias a todos.
muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very
Y
much,
hacemos un
everybody.
saludo final, Papa
And now,
Francisco,
Pope Francis,
a la comunidad de Washington, que
we
habíamos
would like
perdido la conexión y nos
to
están esperando. Así que un
to say
saludo
goodbye
cortito
to the
y
Washington
agradecemos
community who have been
muchísimo
waiting
a
for
todo
us.
el impenetrable
Thank you, everybody. Thank you to all the young people. And so we are going to, now we are moving on to Washington.
Welcome, Cardinal Gregory. Welcome, Audrius, Adriana. We can't hear. Bueno.
And we are having some technical problems with Washington. We can see the images, but we can't hear what they're saying. You know, today we've traveled around the world, and sometimes technical problems, you know, are bound to happen. So we are approaching the end of this event. Now the Pope is about to speak. Thank you. Thank you to all those who have participated in this event. Thank you for taking risks. Now, the Scholas project cannot be understood without taking risks. Only by taking risks can you understand the meaning of what you do. Only by taking risks can you reach the third level of the University of Meaning, namely celebration. Without risks, there can be no celebrations. So don't be afraid. Don't stay quiet. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for your collaboration. Thank you for everything. And thank you for going beyond, for transcending your own limits. Thank you. Thank you, Pope Francis.
Francisco, te quiere despedir la comunidad de Scholas en Decide. ¿Dónde está?
So we have a representative from the Scholas community. They want to give you a book that was drafted by all the children from all the communities. We didn't write it; the children wrote it, and so it is a gift for you, for your papacy.
Buon pomeriggio.
Good afternoon.
Buenas tardes. Grazie alla comunità per darmi questo piccolo spazio.
I would like to thank the community for enabling me to tell my story. Now, many people think that I work for Scholas, but actually I don't. The community has helped me with many of my problems now. Life, my first encounter with Scholas was during a very dark period in my life. I was about to collapse, and every time I tell my story, people tell me somebody was watching over you, because once I met Jose, 24 hours after meeting Jose, my mother called me and told me that my father had a tumor. But within these four walls, I started to believe. And by meeting other people, by drinking mate instead of coffee, I was able to discover myself. But, you know, there was a crack inside of me. the wound, my wound was bound to bleed. My father started getting worse. I went back home, and together with my mum and my brother, I was the only witness to his suffering. My only window to the world was the computer. But also in that case, I'm sure somebody was watching over me, because I started sharing my experience with others. And together with my family, together with my Rome-based family, we were living in different houses, in different countries, together with these young people who are always ready to listen to what others have to say. I was able to find a light that seeped into my own personal crack. When the crack gets big, light can seep into it, and I was able to find gratitude again. So thank you, I am moved. Thank you for taking care of me.
Estas son las resonancias que se han convertido en luz para un camino que hemos empezado a recurrir.
These are testimonies that have turned into light for us. This is what Scholas has done for us. And so on behalf of the community, I would like to give this book to you and thank you.
Terminamos pidiendo a Dios que bendiga a todos.
So everybody is standing up for the Pope's blessing.
Dios de todos, en el corazón de cada uno.
Let us ask the one true God to give strength to each one of us. Amen. So, with this final blessing, the Pope's visit has come to an end. Again, we are at the Vatican headquarters of Scholas Occurrentes. The Holy Father has listened to the testimonies of people from all around the world, students, young people who were attending the event. And so you've seen and heard from these people, again, from around the world: Paraguay, Argentina, the Dominican Republic, Australia, Paris, and the United States were supposed to participate, but unfortunately we had some technical problems. But they, of course, they were there on a spiritual level. So thank you to all those who have followed us on Vatican News. Thank you for being with us. I've had the pleasure of being with you during this event, and enjoyed the rest of the programs. And again, thank you everybody for being with us, and enjoy the rest of the evening.